Hi Libras, thanks for tuning in to Tarot-blee Accurate. This is your monthly reading for April 12th through May 12th. And so this is a general reading for anyone with their sun, moon, or rising sign in Libra. And how this breaks down is the same way as usual. If you've seen these videos before, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate your support, all your likes, shares, subscribes, your comments. It's awesome. And then if you're new, welcome. But anyway, another thing is that if you would like to have a daily card reading, I'm posting those now on Facebook for you. So if you have a Facebook account, you just like the Tarot-blee Accurate page, and then those should show up in your feed every morning. So as I'm sitting here shuffling these cards, loads of them are just jumping out. So before we go into each individual section and the week-by-week breakdown, I'll just give you kind of a general synopsis of what's popping out here. So you have the Hermit in reverse, the Hanged Man, the Seven of Pentacles, and I'm using the Rider-Waite deck, by the way, and then you have the Devil in reverse that came out upside down. So Hermit in reverse. So it's saying, you know, you're kind of done now going inside and finding your inner truth and realizing what it is that you want to do. Libras have had a really tough time in the last few readings, and so I think you have a really clear idea, and you're no longer willing to like sit around and wait for things to just get better. However, you have the Hanged Man card here, which is like you're not quite ready yet to take action, but you do know that you can exit any situation that no longer serves you, that you're not tied to things that you don't want to be tied to. You're starting to figure that out. It's been a long process for Libras to kind of figure out how are they going to move forward. You're not quite ready to take those steps yet, but you're developing that. And this card just further reiterates that, saying, you know, you're starting to build up what it is that you need in order to be secure when you make these changes that are coming into your life. So the way that we're going to start this reading is with career. That's the way that we usually start it. So let's figure out what's going on for you in your career. And even if you're a homemaker, should still apply to the things that you're doing at home, your hobbies, things like that. Because, you know, being a homemaker is a job, you know? It's a lot of work. Okay, so here we go. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So all of the things that you really felt like you were stuck in, you know now that you're not. And those truths are starting to come out and like be expressed. So you're starting to share that with others. So good. Those are steps in the right direction for you guys, Libras. What else is going on with your career? So things might be a little bit out of balance for you. We have that Temperance card in reverse. So you might be having a very difficult time distinguishing, you know, reality versus fantasy. Like, you know kind of what you want. Maybe you don't know what you want exactly, but some of you kind of are getting an inkling of that. And so then sometimes you're kind of justifying like, oh, well, you know what? This job really has potential. Things are going to go really great. They're going to change, and maybe that's not real. Or maybe the opposite. Like maybe what is real for you right now, like you're kind of blurring that and like saying, oh, like things are really, really great when maybe they're not. So you probably want to find a way to get things more into balance at work. What else with work? You might be having some disagreements. You might be having some challenges communicating like really and connecting with coworkers or business partners, things like that. But I don't think that that's an energy that lasts forever. It's just for this next little month here, there might be a few conflicts. So what's your advice on how to best handle that? Just get really clear on the decisions that you need to make and what it is that you actually want. Like, how does this person benefit you in your work life? And then just kind of focusing on that, choosing an area of focus, you know, not being indecisive, and communicating and like really asserting what it is that you want and need, and then moving forward that way. So a card just flew right out of the deck and landed on the floor. Let's figure out what that's about. And it's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So things might change, and it might kind of upset your life a little bit in regards to work right now. A little bit of bad luck, unfortunately. And then, as I said, that the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups come out. So those are saying, you know, really focus on what it is that you do want. Really focus on what it is that you wish for, because this is the wish card, because that'll bring you a lot of fulfillment and your wish will be granted. So really, really good news following any upsets at work. So now in regards to money, what's going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for April 12th through May 12th? And we have the World in reverse with the Knight of Cups and the Empress in reverse. So kind of a mixed message here. Things are kind of turned upside down, but that's okay, because it causes you to be able to kind of just like go ahead with things that are like more emotionally fulfilling. So, for example, if a lot of Libras have been having relationship troubles, so if you are like, oh my gosh, like things are getting really bad, like financially, I'm deciding to leave my partner and find somebody that better suits my needs, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very challenging. I'm not going to have like the money and security that I'm accustomed to, but like emotionally, I'm going to be more fulfilled. For the rest of you, what this means is that financially things could definitely be changing, but they're changing for the better. In the short term, it's going to be a challenge, but in the long term, it'll be okay. So then moving on, you know, just because like the emotional reward of any changes like that is going to be greater than any instability. Then now we're moving on to health for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, April 12th through May 12th. What do we have for you guys? The Tower. Huge changes. What kind of changes are those? Well, they're changes in that, like, you might be tired of calling upon people to help you out. But, you know, eventually you figure out, like, hey, my friends and my family are, like, pillars of support for me for a reason, because they love me, and it's okay to take advantage of that. So you start to kind of open up and receive the help that you need from others, and that's actually a really good thing for you. It brings a lot of benefits to your life. And then, like, emotionally, it helps you to connect with them and, like, kind of get a grip. You know, like I said before, Libras have had a pretty tough time lately, and becoming the Queen of Cups as a result of, like, calling upon people to help you out is a really, really good thing. It kind of helps you get your head straight and your heart straight, though, more than your head. You know, it puts you in a place of control and, like, calmer waters. So I would definitely take advantage of any help from anyone coming into your sphere. This is probably more related to your emotional health, but I think that you're starting to really, really find like a lot more emotional health. I don't necessarily know that you're quite happy yet, but like your emotions are not wild and out of control. Like, you know, you've done a lot of really like a lot of self-reflection in the past few months, and you've been very honest with yourself. You've let other people know now. You've started to do that, like how you actually feel, and that's really, really healthy for you. So that's really wonderful. In regards to your home life, what's going on? And this could be, you know, like what's going on with your extended family, your siblings, your parents, your children. If you live on your own, it could be roommates. But just generally, kind of what's going on at home for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, April 12th through May 12th. And again, that Five of Pentacles in reverse. So calling upon people and allowing them to help you out, help you find stability, help you find resources that you need. The Knight of Wands in reverse jumped out of the deck, as did the Ten of Pentacles. So you might be moving forward, going ahead with plans, some of you, but a lot of you just you're not quite there yet. And it's because of fear of instability. Is that fear warranted? Is it something that you should be doing? Should you be waiting to go ahead? No, you're better off kind of just saying, okay, like, I know this is what's good for me. I know that this is what I need to do. I need to come back to the things that bring me joy and excitement and make me happy and fulfilled and make me feel stable in other ways, like not ways that are like financially and like materially stable, but like they're good for me. They're good for my soul. They bring me joy. So those are the things that you want to focus on. You'll be okay. You know, it'll be difficult initially, but you'll be fine if you do that. Like if you focus on the things that like really bring you happiness and joy and comfort. Moving on to love lives. So we're going to start with Libra singles. One thing I forgot to mention when we started the video is that because this is for a whole month long, sometimes the best thing to do, because it is a whole month, when you watch it initially when it first comes out, things might not resonate right away. So you might want to come back to this video, and this is true for any tarot videos that you watch. There's a lot of good readers out there. If it's like a whole month long, you want to come back to it a little bit later and then see how it resonates, but maybe in a different way, or maybe things that didn't hit right away when you first watched it will hit later, just because they haven't happened yet, you know? Okay, so singles in love, we have the moon in reverse. What else do we have going on? King of Cups, very good. And the World in reverse, again, a lot of similar cards coming up. And let's just get one more clarifier with the World of Reverse and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so things that were a little bit unclear for single Libras, Sun, Moon, or Rising, have become more clear, but you may be a little bit disconnected from spirit and like listening to your intuition and your spirit guides, if that's something that you do. However, emotionally, you're sitting pretty. You kind of know like what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and you're not really going to settle for less. But right now, you're just having a really hard time finding people like that. It's like there's nobody out there that seems to fulfill all of your needs. It's like maybe on a checklist of 5 things, they meet 4 or 3 or, you know, whatever, but not all of them. And so that is stopping you from really like going forward into new relationships. Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? You know, let's find out. Do you guys see that? It's a little floaty. Well, it's saying, you know, right now, just like generally for the rest of the reading, what you really need to be focused on more so is your stability first. Because it's going to be really hard for you to put like emotional energy and like excitement and passion into any relationship until you have that. Like you're not going to be comfortable until you achieve it. So kind of focusing on you know, like your home life, your work life, your career, your finances, all of those things first. So kind of a bummer if you're a little bit lonely, but you know, it'll come. Just get your ish right first. For Libras who are coupled, what's going on for you all? April 12th through May 12th. The Empress in reverse again, a lot of repeat cards here. But then we have the 3 of Cups. And what else? Again, the 8 of Wands. Wow. So many things. The 8 of Wands in reverse. And the Death card. So what follows the Death card, though? That's always the fun thing. And the World in reverse. Wow. So many repeat cards here. It's such a very like strong theme for Libras. So in coupled relationships, you might not be feeling particularly in control. Things might not be going exactly how you want. You might have lost passion. You might have lost joy and happiness, and definitely stability in your love life. You may have fallen out of love with your partner or fallen out of love with yourself. For some people, this is going to represent fertility issues and not what I had previously said. So that's unfortunate. But as a result of all of these things, there's something to celebrate. Now, I wonder if this is in your life or in the life of somebody else. So for some of you, you will be celebrating changes going on. Some of you will be attending weddings. Some of you will be attending baptisms, showers, birthday parties, things like that, having a good time. Now, for others of you, you might be getting pretty loaded because you're not loving yourself real well, going out, binge drinking, things like that. But, you know, that's because of the hard work that you've done. Like, you need to release because of all of those truths and things that you've had to face and open your eyes up to and really admit to yourself and, you know, communicate with other people, namely your partner. But things are definitely going to change. So whatever the stressor is in your life, whatever it is that you've been discussing with your partner, whatever you've had to, like, really honestly tell them how you feel about, you know, like, that door is going to close now as a communication and you're going to be able to move forward, but it does cause some chaos. You know, when you close a door, a new one opens of opportunity, but sometimes initially it is challenging and difficult, and that's what I see here for coupled Libras. Now, I don't see a ton. There were no cards aside from the celebration card, the Three of Cups, which is usually more often with friends. For some of you, it could indicate a proposal or a marriage, and so you would be closing the door on, you know, single life and moving into marriage life. But initially, that would be kind of challenging because, you know, it's hard to plan a wedding and it costs a lot of money, things like that. So this could be interpreted many different ways for many different Libras. That's kind of what happens in a general reading when so many Libras might be watching this. So now we're going to do your week-by-week breakdown. So what is a positive energy for the week? What is a challenge for the week? And then your advice. So for this week, the 12th through the 19th of April, we had this one just jump right out as the challenge card. And I say that this one's the challenge card and not the positive energy because of the way that it fell. It fell sideways. So you have the Sun as your challenge. What's your positive energy? We have the Strength card. Very good. And what's going on then for your advice this week? You have the the Knight of Cups in reverse. So positive energy, finding your inner strength, having tact, good communication, you know, being able to tame the lion, to tame the beast. But then, you know, the beast is also extending trust to be tamed. So a lot of happiness this week, you know, a lot of possibility with the infinity symbol for new growth. Anything could happen. It's a little bit different than the Magician card because this is more so the Magician card is more about like anything can happen, anything that I desire or dream of, I can create, I can manifest. This card is like existing energies, but then working on them, but you still have a lot of possibility as long as you have tact, you know? So good. That's really good. But your challenge is to find the joy in that. It's to find happiness and like trust that things are going to go really well as a result, because sometimes it's hard to communicate that way. Sometimes it's hard to deal with people that way. Sometimes it's hard to be strong when you need to be. But if you can do that, you know, you can find a lot of joy and happiness in those little tiny victories, even if they don't seem like victories initially. You feel like you might be putting a lot of work into something and you're like wondering if there's going to be reward, but yeah, there is. So the Knight of Cups in reverse is over here looking at the Strength card and the Sun. Do you see that? So he's not really putting a ton of emotion into it. He's putting more like brain into it and like strength in like your knowing, like your inner self is doing this and you're trying to like shut down the emotional side of things. That's the advice. You know, try not to get too emotional about anything that's going on. Just stay strong this week. So then April 20th through the 26th, what do we have going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising? So your positive energy is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And then your challenge is the Hanged Man. And your advice this week, the King of Swords. Okay, so a little bit challenging of a week. Things are coming a little bit more into balance. They have been out of balance, like in regards to your stability, your home life, your finances, things like that, things that are tangible and material. So your challenge, though, is not to hem and haw over what it is you're supposed to do. Your challenge is to see things from a new perspective so that you can make the right decision. And then your advice is be really sure and clear and communicate those decisions appropriately. Like, be honest with yourself, be honest with other people, because that gives you the stability that you're afraid of losing, okay? Now moving on to the 27th through May 3rd, April 27th through May 3rd, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the positive energies for you? Well, Two of Pentacles, but this time upright. So many repeat cards. You guys definitely have some serious areas of focus. You know, with that Moon card I'm sorry, not the Moon card, but maybe we should talk about that Moon card in reverse, since it came out. You know, try not to be suspicious. Try not to worry too much. Try to get clear-headed and try not to overthink it. Some of you might be like too wrapped up in like prayer and superstition and things like that, and you might just have to let go of that a little bit and just kind of like chill out and see how things go. But what I was going to say is, with that World card in reverse, you guys are so afraid of things kind of being out of balance, you know? You're afraid of the unknown, and I don't think that that's warranted. You know, you've done a lot of thinking, and you know how to proceed, so what are you waiting for? I think that now you're at the point where logic kind of overtakes heart, and so if you're afraid of being hurt, it's not necessarily something to be afraid of, because I think you've already done the emotional work and you've already gone through the pain. So there's that with a lot of those cards. Also, you know, with the Empress in reverse card that keeps showing up for you guys, it's like, yeah, things are going to be upset for a little while, but they'll come back, you know? And also, like, if that card was coming up for you again and again because of fertility issues, as soon as you stop focusing on that so hard, it might just happen for you, okay? So anyway, April 27th through May 3rd, we have our positive energy for the week, and then our challenge is the King of Wands, and our advice card is the Fool in reverse. So, again, a little bit of imbalance in your week, trying to figure out, how do I juggle everything? How do I find stability? And the challenge is, like, to be excited about doing that. Like, don't become complacent and say, oh, it's so overwhelming, it's so challenging, like, I don't want to do it. Find a way to get excited about it and just be excited about it, but don't be foolish about it. You know, don't be reckless. Don't just, like, walk right over the edge of the cliff without looking. Like, definitely try to come up with your plan, but you're challenged to be more creative in your thinking, like to think of solutions for your issues in order to not fall off the cliff, you know, in order to go over the edge in like a healthy way and find a new path. So I would definitely challenge you the week of the 27th through May 3rd to kind of open up your mind and be more creative and open to different possibilities and creative solutions. Whoa, this guy just fell out for May 4th through May 12th. And that one is in the position of positive energies, your challenge, Ace of Pentacles. And then your advice for that week. What do we have here? Advice. The Ten of Cups in reverse. So, So you might not be real honest with yourself and making the changes, that we kind of talked about that you need to make. You might not be ready to just like run away. But then also, this could mean that you're not going backwards to the things of the past that you realize are like total S, things that kind of sucked. So your challenge is to come up with that new. It's kind of piggybacking on last week when it's like, think of new creative strategies, things that kind of put you in control of your own life. And it's like, here you might be able to, your challenge is to maybe implement those, to create your own stability, to create your own new reality. If, looking backwards and you're like, this totally sucked and I don't want to go back to that, and then create a new, better now. So the advice is to realize that even though sometimes like what you think that you wanted, what you envisioned or imagined to be like your perfect happily ever after ended up not to be, that's okay. Because maybe your happy ever after is something even better than you ever imagined. It might not have been something that you thought that you wanted, but then later you're going to realize, wow, this is way better than what I thought that I wanted, because the reality of what I wanted, what kind of shit, is sucky. Excuse my language. Yeah. So good luck to y'all. If you would like a personal private reading, you can get in contact with me by looking up my details in the description box below. But otherwise, until next time, bye Libras. Mwah.